homesteading to prepping to common horse sense, we are College Hill Farm. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, today Crystal and I have been looking at a bean that we could use to make like the beans at the Chinese restaurant. Crystal loves those things, and I like them pretty good too, but Crystal just fell in love with them. And of course, during this pandemic, the Chinese restaurants are all closed. You can order out, takeout, but you know, what if we grew our own? I'm sure that we could bring our beans right off the farm and taste better. Okay? So what I want to do is grow a bean that we could use like that. Well, my greasy beans wouldn't hardly fit into that. My white half runners, no. The 6-week beans, no, they wouldn't be good for that type bean. Okay? They've all got a string and you have to string them. I wanted to get a stringless bean, something that was really tender. I went to our local farm and feed store and I bought a bean called Tenderette. It's supposed to be a stringless bean and super tender. It's 58 days, that's 2 months. Here it is, the beginning of June, and I'm going to put 2 50-foot rows in. Now I'm going to use my earthway planter to plant them, and I've got the wrong plate in there. I've got the corn plate in, but these are bunch beans. They're not cornfield beans. So I need to change the plate, and I'll get that plate and show you what I'm going to do. Now this is the plate I had in. This is a sweet corn plate. Now I planted my beans that went in the sweet corn with this plate too. And the reason I did that was that the sweet corn and the beans need to have about the same equal amount. Every stalk of corn comes up needs to have a bean plant. But it don't need 2 or 3. That'll just pull your corn over. So I plant my cornfield beans with the same plate that I plant my corn with. But now, bunch beans, or bush beans, however you want to call them, bush beans like these Tenderettes, I want to plant them with a pea plate. Now this plate comes with our planter, comes with your planter. If you buy one of these planters, it comes with a planter, and then this one has 12 holes. Remember, our planter is 3 foot around, so every 3 foot it's going to drop 12 seeds. Well, 36 inches divided by 12 is going to be 3. Okay, so it's going to drop every 3 inches it's going to drop a seed. And these may be bigger than those bean seeds. It might drop 2, I don't know. But I'm going to put this in the planter and then get running down the row, and we'll let you see how I do that. Now I will plant this wide enough that I can tend it with my tractor. That way I don't have to worry about a whole bunch of weeding and that kind of stuff. When the beans come up, I've plowed this ground twice. So I've killed a lot of the weed seeds. But when the beans come up, what will happen is they will shade out all the weeds under them, because the bunch bean gets real thick. And then they'll shade out the weeds under them, and then if I plow down beside them with my tractor, that'll pretty much handle the weed problem. Here's what the bean looks like. Okay, that's what the bean looks like. I'm going to pour. It won't take a whole lot to do. A 50-foot row, but I put a bunch in there, probably a bunch more than it'll take. There they are. Okay, now you can go back and look. I did a video about earthway planters. I'll try to put a link to it right here. You can go back and look, and you can see how to set up and use an earthway planter. But until then, All right, I'm going to put this down the row. Now what I'm going to do is, if you look down this row here, and it's hard for me to see in the sunshine, the way I've tilled, there's these little ridges, okay? That lets me know how wide my tractor is. I want my tractor to be able to plow between these. So what I'm going to do is, about right there in the center, I'm going to go down this row, and then I'm going to go down this row over here. Now I'll probably do it backwards the way I pointed, because that's the way it looks on the video. Okay. There's what's left. I'm really surprised at how many beans this used. I mean, really surprised. But these beans are a lot bigger than I thought they would be. So now, anything left, I'll put right back in there. Okay. That's a 100-foot row of Tenderette beans. I've got enough bean seed left to do another 100-foot row. What I'm going to do, I will let these get up, and the way I harvest bunch beans is I put them in the row, let them grow. These will grow about 2 months, and then I'll just go through and pull up the beans and harvest them. So we can decide if we want to keep seed to these. Now let's talk about saving bean seed. The reason Mendel used peas and beans in his genetics experiment, peas are of the same variety as beans, okay? That's why they call it a pea plate. These beans could actually be categorized as peas. Anyway, the reason he used those is, without extreme measures, they will not cross-pollinate. Okay? Generally, a bean, when it is formed, it's already fertilized before the flower ever opens. Okay? Unless a bug chews in there, or you mechanically go in there to cross it, 99% of the time, not 100%, but 99% of the time, it's already fertilized before the flower opens. So the only way it gets fertilized is if an insect digs into the flower, or if you do it. So the beans, whatever bean you get, is going to be open pollinated. You can save seed from it. It doesn't matter if it's a bean, any bean. You can save seed from them. Just saying that outright. If you like this stuff, this homesteading, prepping, doing it yourself lifestyle, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homesteading, prepping stuff every week, sometimes 1, sometimes 5 videos. Just depends on what's going on in the homestead that week. If you hit the little bell up here, when you go to the channel, it'll notify you when we upload a video, and we upload every Sunday. And now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.